Hey guys, Dan here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're just gonna do a garden update or crop update and see how these vegetables and fruits are doing. So here we go. So the grasshoppers are starting to invade my chili spot, but the corn is doing really well. As you can see, they're all popping out. I'm assuming the lizards had gotten to that section right in there with the corn right there. So I think the thing's gotten there. And so I started these potatoes and they were doing fine. As you can see, this grasshopper, they are starting to like eat all the potatoes. And I think they did that to this potato here. See, you can see them flying around. And then these ones were starting to sprout last week. I think this was like a real big one. And then all of a sudden it's all chewed up from the grasshoppers, as you can see right there. So I think I'm just gonna stop trying with the potatoes because they are eating that. They're not doing anything with the corn. I don't think they like the corn, which is a good thing. So yeah. So the green chili are doing really well, but I think they're trying to get to it, but I don't think they like the chili. So I'm okay with that. And then the jalapenos set in, and then the tomatoes over there are doing really good. I planted some tomatoes that I bought from Home Depot, and either the birds like plucked it off or the grasshoppers really just got to it. Yeah, as you can see, like the Cherokee purple tomatoes just kind of died and wilted, and then either the bird kind of munched it off like right in there, and then this one kind of died off. But looks like the grasshoppers were wanting tomatoes too. So the squash is doing really well. They only get watered once a week, so they're not going to be like really bushy and vibrant, and they're going to kind of slowly grow. So I'm not too worried about that because I'm only out here like once or twice a week. And yeah, these are growing and I'm happy with that. I'm just hoping that the grasshoppers do not like squash and watermelon. But I think this is the first one that grew out. But it's a really big bush now, and it hasn't started forming any flowers yet or started pollinating. So I'm kind of happy. I think so what I'm thinking is once the squashes and the corn start to come out, I'm hoping like the ladybugs and like these other bugs that deter grasshoppers will start to pop out and start killing them. So that's my only hope, and start killing the eggs. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about the squashes growing and the watermelon, and I'll show you here the watermelon here in a bit. So here's the squash, all sorts of squash growing out. They're all starting to pop out, which is a good thing. And there's some corn right in there too that's growing. Yeah. So here's the watermelon. This is starting to pop out now. It's starting to pop out over there. We already got this crimson. I like the crimson watermelon, so they're popping out and they like this heat. And then here is another variety of watermelon. I think it's the Black Diamond that I had. And then someone gave me some Navajo watermelon, which I want to plant down there maybe later on this evening when it's a little bit cooler. Puncture some holes. And yeah, and then the only row that's not coming out is that last row, and I'll show you here in a bit. But these are the water's leaking right here. So I just threw a bunch of corn down, so they're starting to pop up. So here is the green melons, and they're popping out. I think it's the one down here that's having a hard time, and the corn is having a hard time too. But I think the lizards are getting in there and eating it, and yeah, so it's doing fairly well. I know I should be watering in the morning, but this is the only time I got. And I believe this one is a pumpkin and a Armenian cucumber. So those are coming out right here. So, and there's a grasshopper. Damn grasshoppers. So this tree, this nectarine tree, is having a hard time, mostly because the grasshoppers really devoured it, and I'm a little sad. I hope it makes it, so I'm just gonna keep watering it. The rose bush didn't do too well, just because it's so hot out here, and they only get like watered once a week. So rose bush, unless it's like a desert kind of rose, I think it should work better. But this is the plum here. This plum is loving it. It is like taking off. Like, I don't know what happened, but it just started to grow like crazy. And the grasshoppers are not bothering it, which is kind of a cool thing. Again, the blueberry is kind of struggling now. Mostly because I think the grasshoppers found it. And I think the grasshoppers ate that flower bush. And then this grape is doing really well in this pot right here, and it's growing. And I have a bird cover, and it's helping with the grasshoppers too. That one, I think the bird ate it, chopped it off, but I covered it back up with some plastic, and so it's kind of growing. And then the same with this one too. I think the grasshoppers and the birds kind of got to this one. So the bird netting is helping with the grasshoppers and the birds. So yeah, guys, that's going really good right now. Just hoping that the grasshoppers don't make their way over here. But I'll show you the fruit trees on that side once I get all of this stuff watered, and we'll check out if the solution with the garlic did help with that. And I'm guessing it didn't, because just looking from here I can see it's not that great. So let's get these sides watered, and then yeah, this is just a garden update. Guys, I just got my first harvest. Like, I'm pretty excited. Look at this. It's a little tiny Tabasco pepper. I shouldn't have pulled it off, but I just wanted to pull it off because I thought that was cool, because they were all forming now. So my first harvest, yay! Let's give it a try. Still green, can taste it. Ooh, that is hot though. It's good though. Yum. So the plants are kind of like dying off, like the shrubs and tumbleweeds, but listen to this. As soon as I move, all of those grasshoppers. They're struggling. All right, guys, here's the results, and I'm not too happy about this, and it sucks. And I ordered some shade cloth, or I ordered some insect cloth. So, and I think I'm gonna severely trim this back, and hopefully it survives. But yeah, here it is, guys. Here it is. The top part's growing, but this bottom part, they devoured it like. But I'm gonna just shear this bottom half and then cover it in insect cover case and see how that goes. And a lot of the cutter bees or grasshoppers took out this cherry too, this cherry tree, and I'm still holding out on that apricot. So I don't know. I don't know. It's still movable. I can pliable and I can move it, but this is the end result. And I think I'm gonna chop a lot of this off and cover it once I get the insect cover. But everything else looks pretty good. I think the bugs are trying to get to this cherry tree too, so I ordered like 4 of them to kind of help with it. But yeah, these bugs are like having at it just because it's so dry here. And look at all these baby grasshoppers on here. Like, yeah, can you see that? Alright guys, that was just an update on where I'm at on my little garden space and what I'm planting. And you know, it's struggling just trying to keep plants alive because this is the first time this has happened to me with all like the grasshoppers, like just devouring everything, and I just don't know how to stop it. And it's frustrating, but I'm still gonna move forward. Everything's kind of drying out, so hopefully a lot of the grasshoppers die off just from the heat alone. I know New Mexico is getting hit with hurricane. I'm not quite sure what the hurricane name is, but like everywhere it's getting hit except here in the Four Corners area. Like it is bone dry and everything is kind of like drying up and crisping. You can see like burn spots on top of some of the tumbleweeds. In fact, like even I saw a tumbleweed like just covered in grasshoppers. Like they devoured that thing, so they're struggling to just even get water. So I don't know how these grasshoppers got here. They're making babies really quick, and it's kind of hard. I don't know if you have any suggestions. I did buy some, like I said, I did buy a shade cloth, insect cloth, so I'm gonna cover that once it comes in. I think it should be coming in next week, and then yeah, just waiting out. But the vegetables are doing good, the squash is doing good, watermelons are coming out, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully the grasshoppers don't take over on that, and I don't know. Yeah, so guys, if you like content like this, let me know. Let me like, share, comment, turn the notification on. I know this is a real short vlog or garden update, so I'm gonna water these grapevines and the plum tree, and then I'll water the fruit trees on the other side. So until next time, I'll go on that. You have a safe weekend. Happy 4th of July too as well.